Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter. The weekend's about here. I got a dope looking pair of 350 V2s I want to talk about. Kanye has been all over the news, all over the internet. He's very displeased with Adidas. I want to talk some about that. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Yeezy 350 V2s in the Slate colorway. It feels like fall time is finally right around the corner, and I ain't mad at that. I don't mind not cooking out here whenever I'm filming these videos. Same old 350 V2 box that we always get, Boost labeling, because of course it's got Boost in it. This might be the first Yeezy I've ever picked up from Finish Line, and when they dropped, I was actually at my daughter's soccer game, and I was a little bit surprised because I wasn't quick or anything, but I got right through on Finish Line and ordered my size, and so then I was sure to go on Confirmed and cancel my entry. I don't know if these were sitting a little bit. I think maybe they might have been, and that could be for a whole slew of reasons. I think people are kind of feeling it in their wallets right now, and they might not be dropping all the cash that they were dropping. I think maybe some of this news with Kanye and Adidas is causing some people to double think buying Yeezys. I don't know what it is. If you have any opinions on that, let me know. But of course, it's a slide out box. The tag reads Yeezy Boost 350 V2. The colors are Slate, Core Black, and Slate. This is a size 10.5, which is my size of choice for 350 V2s. Right off the bat, I gotta tell you, I love this colorway. It's almost like an Oreo kind of mashup. I know it's slate, but it's like a mix of gray and tan together. And I love having this Supply 350 stripe down the side. That's just a very iconic Yeezy 350 V2 look. And I think these things are dope. I think they'll be real easy to wear. I think for fall time, they'll fit in with that. But really, you'll be able to wear these year round. I guess we'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. So there's been all kinds of news about Yeezy saying that it's over with Adidas and that sort of thing. And I know a lot of people have differing opinions on that. I put up a poll on the community tab, and I asked people if they thought that Yeezy was in fact leaving Adidas. I think about 2/3 of the people that answered said that they did think that he was ending the relationship, and about 1/3 of the people said, nah, basically he'll get over it, they'll work it out, and he'll continue that partnership with Adidas. My opinion on things has kind of changed a little bit over time. At first, I thought he was just mad because he said that Adidas was copying his creations, which I guess shoes that come to mind are like the Adidas 22 slides, and then most recently Adidas released a foam shoe that you can say is a knockoff of the foam runner. Like that saying goes, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, or something to that effect. I don't really think he has a leg to stand on with that, because one could argue that many of his shoes are in fact mashups of shoes that were already created. Like the 700s, a lot of his shoes have that retro running style, and even when he was with Nike, they do definitely have like an air trainer type vibe to them with the strap going across the bottom. And one could argue that even his creations were imitations of other shoes. So him being mad about Adidas making shoes that kind of resemble things that he's made, I don't really think that he's got an argument with that. What I do think he's got a fair argument on is that apparently he didn't approve colorways that have been released of his own models. Apparently he didn't approve the re-release of a lot of the OG Yeezys. Like, I don't know if he approved the Turtle Doves. I don't know if he gave his okay for Wave Runners to come out a million times. I still can't hit on them, but I don't know if he was all right with that. And my opinion on that is this. When Jordan joined Nike, Nike's designers were already there. Like Peter Moore and then Tinker Hatfield. Like, they were part of Nike already. I don't think Michael Jordan had a whole lot of influence on how the shoes looked. I think Michael Jordan would take shoes that were already created and basically give his stamp of approval on it. And I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But this is just how I've always thought that this all went down. When Yeezy went to Adidas, it was my understanding that he left Nike because Nike wasn't giving him a lot of creative freedom. And when Yeezy went to Adidas, he pretty much assembled this all-star team, including Virgil and Salehi, and he had a lot of say in how shoes like this came out. Like, he had a lot of input into the design of the shoes that we've all grown to love so much. At least I have grown to love them so much. And I feel like Yeezy shoes are kind of Kanye's baby. I mean, as an artist, obviously he's a singer, but if you paint a picture, if you create a piece of artwork, that original is always the most valuable. If they make prints of that and the artist signs 10 of them, they're going to be way more valuable than if you make 10,000 of them. And then you sell, you know, number 900 of 10,000. That one's not going to hold as much value as number 7 of 10. And I don't know if that's making any sense or not, but basically, I feel like if Yeezy didn't want such high numbers produced of his creation and Adidas just said, we don't care, we're going to do it, they are, in fact, diluting his brand value. They're oversaturating the market, and they really are kind of affecting the overall value of Yeezy's brand. And whether or not you agree with that or not, I mean, supply and demand drives everything. And if there's less of something that a lot of people want, it's going to be way more valuable. The more that they're produced and duplicated and all that kind of thing, the more it drives the value down. And that's just the way it works. So if Adidas is producing mass numbers of all these iconic Yeezy shoes, or even releasing colorways that Yeezy didn't approve, they're basically stealing from him, in my opinion. And I know there was a lot of different comments on my poll on the community tab and all that stuff, and I invite that. Like, let me know what your thoughts are on it. But for me, I feel like if Adidas is doing all this without Yeezy's blessing, and if it's in the contract that Yeezy has final say on numbers, on colorways, and if he is supposed to be the all power, you know what I mean? If he's supposed to hold all the power and get all the say over his creation, then I do think Adidas is in the wrong. Also, I don't fault Yeezy for being mad about that. As a man, whenever you feel like you're wrong, you got to make it known. You can't just roll over. And like he said, this is for his kids and his future generations and whatnot. And if they're taken from him, and if he feels like they're doing him wrong, by all means, I don't think he should roll over quietly. I think he should stand up for what he believes is right, and I got to commend him for that. I know sometimes he does seem a little bit crazy, and he does wear his heart on his sleeve, but I'm a little bit like that too, and I know I'm capable of getting fired up. And I mean, if he feels like he's being wronged, then I hope he doesn't stay quiet. I hope he does stand up for what he thinks is right, and I'm interested in seeing how it all unfolds. That's just my opinion on it. I've just been ranting. I guess we got to get to these shoes, but let me know down in the comments what you all think. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. And like I said, I love seeing the differing opinions. I take no offense to it at all. At the end of the day, we're just talking about shoes, and I invite everybody to speak up and have a voice. I enjoy seeing the different opinions. So let me know what you all think about it, even if you completely disagree with me. Anyhow, let's get to these kicks. So starting with this outsole, we've got a translucent gum material. It's like a grayish tan color. it really matches the upper quite well, but like always, you can see the boost through these little windows, and then the big one here in the heel, and then it's got some boost labeling there at the heel as well. And up at the front of the outsole, it's got some Adidas branding. But I really like a translucent gum material, and I like the way it looks on the outsole. I also like the way it looks when you come up to the midsole. A lot of times the outsole is a different color than what the midsole is, and on this it's not as evident. Like a lot of times you'll see a little stripe coming up the heel, and on this one it kind of looks like it's all the same color. But I really like that midsole. I love all those kind of ridges that it has, and I just think it looks dope, both from the side and when you're wearing the shoe and you're looking down. I just think that's an awesome feature that we always get on these 350 V2s. But then coming up to the upper of the shoe, we've got this knit, and I always like seeing these different weaves and, you know, the different patterns that they give us on here. Like I said in the intro, I really like this colorway. I think this will be ideal for fall. It'll work in the summertime. I don't wear 350 V2s too much in winter because it gets really crappy and wet, and there's always salt out and that sort of thing around here in the mountains. But they definitely don't look like they would limit you to one season. Like, I just think this color scheme is very easy to work with. But one thing that I didn't know is on the inside of this shoe, I didn't realize that there's a real faint striping going on, much like belugas or zebras or like the blue tints or something. I hope that's coming through on camera, but there's just a real faint dark stripe that goes back the shoe, kind of in like a wavy pattern, and I love that. I really like that. I was surprised to see that. I didn't know that these had that, but I think that is such a cool feature, and I really like that little kind of under the radar touch on these. Now, if these weren't approved by Yeezy, then that kind of sucks, and that will kind of change my opinion on some of the shoes that I have if they're colorways that he didn't approve of. Just because I'll almost feel like I'm doing him dirty by wearing them. But I've beat that dead horse enough. But anyhow, I really like that feature of seeing those stripes just barely through the upper. This isn't one of the softest knits that I felt, and this one actually doesn't have as much stretch to it as what some of them are. So I'm definitely glad that I went with my half size up like I typically do on 350 V2s. There's some that I can go true to size on, but this doesn't have as much give, and the knit on here, the upper kind of feels like a heavy curtain material or something. It's not the softest that we've had, but it still looks really nice, and I'm not displeased with how these came out at all. But we've got that neat seam running down the middle like we get so often, and that's in a color that's very close to the knit on the upper, but you can see that going all the way up, and it doesn't have a tongue. These just fit like a sock. And then you can also see that seam going up the back. And then we get rope style laces like we always get on 350 V2s, nothing different there. And up around the collar of the shoe, the piping is again just the same color, but I really like this monochromatic looking shoe with just that bold black stripe going down there. I think this thing is a beautiful shoe. We have the reflective 3 stripes there in the heel, and it looks like on the right shoe we have Yeezy and then the Adidas emblem down on the insole, and on the left shoe it says Yeezy, and then it's got like that world emblem or the earth emblem, and I think that signifies that these are kind of the environmentally friendly pair, that they make these with a percentage of recycled materials or something to that effect. But anyhow, I really like these. I think this could be a classic colorway, and I think a lot of people slept on them. I don't know, right now I don't think prices are too crazy, and that could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe people were just broke, but I think this colorway is dope, and I think this pair will be really easy to wear, so I'm keeping them in the collection. Let me know what you guys think of these. Let me know what you guys think of all the Yeezy madness that's going on in the news right now, if you think he's staying or leaving. Either way, no matter what happens, I know I'll be real interested in seeing what he does next. But I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.